Well, hi again. This is Stephen Hickmore from Hospitality Insight with the SilverFox. And today I've got Meagan Devlin in the studio. Meagan is one of our wonderful third-year hospitality degree students, and she's going to the final part of her studies. And this includes a wonderful restaurant project which has been going at the Swiss Hotel School, SHS, for the last 17, 18 years, I think. 19 years.
Yes.
Well, you haven't been around that long.
No.
But then Mr. T tells me, and he says at the beginning of every time that we introduce the project, this is my 19th. So in his inimitable Germanic fashion. But over the years, we've had many different projects. We've had many different style of projects from Asian to Mediterranean to South American to Mexican. I suppose that's South American. But anyway, there's lots of different projects. And so most of them have been a lot of fun. Some of them have been painful, but they largely work out brilliantly. The overall idea, and I'm going to get Meagan just to talk a little bit about it, but the overall idea and the reason behind doing this project is we have investors, so that's myself and various other faculty members of the Swiss Hotel School. Those investors give a project to the third years, a hospitality and the chef third years, to produce a restaurant that will run for 4 weeks in September, October. They come up with a concept. They come up with a full business plan. They apply for a loan, in inverted commas, from the investors, and they put together their management team. So, Meagan, maybe you can expand a little bit more on that for me.
So, obviously, it's a student-run pop-up shop, a pop-up restaurant.
Yeah.
It's part of our practical experience. So we've all been in industry because thanks to SHS, they don't just teach us the theory base behind everything. They actually go into and they put us into industry so we can learn all these different industry techniques and then come back and apply it to the theory that we're learning. And this pop-up restaurant actually helps us take everything we've all learned from different restaurants and different hotels and actually put it together and show the school that we have been learning and we have been engaging in all these different industry techniques, ways of applying things. And then what we do is we put it all together and we make a management team. But the management team isn't just we decide everything. We all understand that we have different techniques and we've learned different ways. So a manager might think they've learned a specific way, which they think is good, but someone else might have done it a different way in a different hotel. And we actually find that way works better. So it's all our knowledge put together, making an all-rounded, what we want to say, a perfect restaurant.
A perfect restaurant. And I know this year is going to be the perfect restaurant. And we'll get into what the concept is in a moment. The things that always underpin the restaurant project is the fact that you've got quite a large group of students. You've got chef students that think in one way, and you've got management students that think in another way. All of you already are ready for the industry. You've done your 6 months internship. You've done many practicals here. You've been through the mill. There's nobody that has worries about what the hospitality industry is. You know what it is. You know you've got to work hard. You know that you're going to have fun doing it, all being well, and you know that it's a business. The thing that underpins this for me and the challenge for you is that you're a peer group with a management team that's been chosen out of that peer group. Now, what we do know is, and these are friends of yours, is that it becomes very difficult for that management team to get consensus. And sometimes one's got to take the hard talk and say, well, we can't get consensus, but this is the decision because leadership. Now, talk to me a little bit about the leadership and how it's going to be different this year to how it's been in previous years, perhaps.
So something that our HR team has actually implemented with us, because a part of management, we've also selected an HR team, is they are putting together what we call an employment contract. And then on top of it, they're putting in objectives and goals for each person. So as managers, we have to sit down with our teams and actually discuss with them, what is your personal goal for this restaurant project? What do you want to learn? What do you want to be able to do? And then also, what is an academic goal you have? So What do you want to learn out of this? And then on top of that, we sit down just so we understand each other, because yes, we're all colleagues and we've all kind of worked together, but not all of us have worked simultaneously together. So the managers are also sitting down and saying, what do you need from me as a manager? What do you need me to do? How do you want me to run this team? What is your leadership style that works better with you? So we can understand how each person works.
So it's a matter of understanding each other's leadership styles. Now, you've got very different ones. You know, Meagan, I know you, for instance, are interested in the sales and marketing side. So you're the sales and marketing manager for this project.
Yes.
And you've got a team with you, and you have to report back to a management team this year of 3 people.
Yes.
So I don't want to make it sound like management by committee, but we've got 3 people with 3 different management styles already managing that are then together a team. And unpack that a little bit for me.
So we decided this year to go with a management team instead of a specific person as a manager. We're still students. We don't have as much experience with managing people as, yes, we've gone into industry and we've done the operation side of it, but we haven't been in exact management roles. So in order to make sure that everyone's on the same page and that everyone is managed accordingly to how they would prefer to be managed, we decided to do a management team. And on top of that, everyone has different skills. So this management team of 3 people, we have decided that these 3 people are completely different. I mean, you have Kaylin, who's a very people person,
very much so,
very excited person. And then you have Luke, who's kind of the strategic thinker, but also
quite analytical.
But gathers people together, and he's really good at getting consensus in people. And then you have Nasi, who's also is very hard, but at the same time, he's hard when he needs to be, and he's there when you need to make decisions.
Yes.
And he's also analytical. So I think this team is really good because it takes everyone's skills and it takes every type of person, and everyone can communicate with that specific person if they need to.
Well, I think it's a brilliant idea to have a team rather than one lone individual.
Also, the workload.
Workload, there's plenty of workload. And also during this period, it's not just everything stops a restaurant project. You've got final exams to prepare for. You've got research that you need to get done to finish off your degree. Now, let's get into the exciting stuff. This is 33 on Bond, Raising the Stakes. Now, describe this restaurant to me, please.
So we've noticed throughout the years they've done Mediterranean constantly, they've done all these different types, but the last time we did a steakhouse was in 2013.
Oh, I didn't know we actually even had done one.
I think it was 2013 and 2016. It was somewhere around there. That was the last time we actually had a steakhouse. And we feel within the South African markets, we're very big meat lovers. South Africans are extremely big meat lovers, and we feel like we're missing out with going with constantly Mediterranean or somewhere there, and not just going for what South Africans love. They love a good braai. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
So we then decided to go with a steakhouse, but it's not just a steakhouse. We've got steaks, we've got ribs, we've got burgers. We've got all these things that South Africans really love. A good juicy burger, is just amazing for lunchtime. So with that, we're doing a lot of earthy tones, we're doing a lot of rustic tones, and then we're just incorporating all of that into the South African market, if I'm honest.
Wonderful. I mean, who doesn't love a good juicy steak? And you did some market research as well. So what did your market research tell you about what our local community would like to see on their plates? What would get them out on a cold Wednesday night to come and eat at 33 on Bond, Raising the Stakes?
So we did a survey that went out, and it actually did very well. We got over 180 responses. And with that, we realized South Africans don't go out as much as we thought. However, they do return to a steakhouse at least 2 to 3 times a month, which is amazing. Like, that's something we don't really actually know because there's so many different restaurants out there. And so that's the first thing we took from that survey that we sent out. The second thing was interactive dining, which for me was a very big mind blown because I saw it as the market just enjoyed coming, having a good steak, and then leaving. That's what I thought a steakhouse was. But people actually enjoy the interactive dining experience, where they want you to come flambe at their table. They want a carving. They enjoy that stuff, and they're actually willing to pay more for that interaction. So that's something we took out of it. And also pricing. Pricing varies so much between steakhouses, even just around the area. I mean, we market researched 3 different steakhouses, and the pricing varied drastically.
Same steak, different price.
Exactly.
One's $350, one's $175.
Exactly.
You see it all the time. What makes the difference though between those steakhouses? So then you've got, and we'll mention it, you've got the Spur on one level, wonderful family restaurant, always good to go, service is great. The grillers there are magnificent. They do great steaks at a reasonable price. And then you've got a place like the Butcher Block or the Grill House. Same steaks perhaps, but then a lot more expensive.
So it's also from what I've been told by our head chef, Demi, is the steak grade as well. So you've got A grade and you've got B grade. And depending on which grade they buy, obviously varies in pricing, which usually if you're doing A grade, you're charging a lot more than if you're doing B grade. But on top of it, it's experience you're getting. So with Spur, people are coming and they just want, after a long week, for their kids to go and play, and they just want a cheap meal. So that's why Spur has that huge following. And on top of it, that they can charge what they're charging because they want those mass people to come. But then you have Hussar Grill. They are more of a lavish side compared to Spur. You've got your chocolate martinis instead of sweets at the end of your bill. You've got the flambeing at the table. You've got the white tablecloths. You've got the aesthetic of the restaurant and the service even. You've got one person delivering to a table of 6 because they've got those massive trays. So, and the plating and everything is so much different. So it varies on what your target market is.
Yeah. So interesting. You then talk about previous podcast episodes. If anybody's listened to these, all being well, you have. But the experience economy. So we're going from what was a service economy and going back probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, you started to move then into the experience economy. And interestingly enough, that came about even more forcefully than during COVID or after COVID. People are not just going to go out for an eat. They want to go out and have an experience.
Exactly.
And whatever that experience is, people will pay for a good experience. Might not be going out as much, but they're prepared to pay for quality and a great experience. Now, we can all have happy, smiley people, but you mentioned about doing flambés. Are you going to be doing flambés?
So it is in talk. We are doing some training just to see if we are able to do it. We do have the resources to do it. But it is, I mean, you have to come to 32 and Bond and see.
That's right. Yeah, we had. And, fortunately for us faculty, we get the opportunity to try all these things before the public come in. The exciting thing about this this project is always the group interaction, and it's the interaction between the kitchen and also the service staff. And there's always this wonderful exchange, which is historic. In hotels and in restaurants, the kitchen staff believe that they're right all the time, and the front of house staff believe they're right all the time. And I think there's a question coming out here somewhere, but there's so many funny stories. And I mean, I give the one as one. You might have one too. Is as a trainee when I was at college, I was working in a really quite a nice hotel in Sheffield, which I must have annoyed the chef that particular day. Because I had taken a steak back and it was not cooked the way my customer liked it. He lost his temper because evidently I was the stupid one, not him. And he took a fire extinguisher to me, and I came in through the swing doors and went back out the other way into the restaurant with a fire hose pushing me through. I don't know why I didn't get fired, but I got into trouble. I don't know what I had done. But I was soaking wet. I had to go home, get changed, and then come back on duty again. Now, I'm sure that you've had some customer interactions, your internship that have been memorable.
Yes. I mean, the one time at the hotel that I did my first internship at, which was a 3-month internship around 2 years ago, we did a prawn pasta. And it was in a white sauce. And I don't know if the guest didn't read properly or something like that, but the guest was not happy that it was cream because the guest was lactose intolerant. Guest ordered it and then called me back and asked why there's cream in his food because he's lactose intolerant, which he never told me. So I
You're
said,
supposed to know this. You're
yeah,
supposed to just know
exactly,
it. Eh?
exactly. You're supposed to know like what
Yeah.
everyone's dietary requirements are. And I said to him, I'm so sorry. Would you like something else? And he said, no, he wants the prawn pasta, but he wants it as a tomato base. I go to my manager and I say, listen, this is what's going on. And he's like, just go speak to the chef, see if they can make something up quickly. I go to the head chef and I'm like, hey, this is the situation that's going on. I don't know what was happening that day, but that chef was not having it. He lost his temper so hard on me because all I asked was for him to make a Napolitano sauce. He told me to come into the kitchen and put a skull cap on and come do it myself because I think they need
everything
time.
was your fault.
Yeah, like it's my fault that I didn't tell the guest no. So I said to him, it's fine, I'll just inform the guest that we don't have Napolitano sauce on hand. Can I get him something else? Go and explain to the guest, nope, he wants that Napolitano sauce.
He's now testing you, right?
He's now on me. And I go back to the chef and it was a back and forth until the point of my manager said to the chef, we've got Napolitano sauce, just put the prawns in the pasta with Napolitano sauce.
Yeah.
And the chef just lost it, whipped his skull cap off, ran outside for what we say is a smoke break. And for like 30 minutes, we didn't see him. We were scrambling, trying to figure out what to do with the other chefs, the sous chefs. Eventually, we got what the guest wanted. But that whole rigmarole took about 30 minutes just to get the Napolitano sauce on the plate.
Chefs and their emotions. I mean, I think it was a Ramsay comment, which is, come on, guys, we're cooking, we're not saving lives. But he put an F word in there somewhere. But it's so true. And sometimes in the cut and thrust of service, which can get a little bit tense, these are the things you remember and you can laugh about afterwards, but at the time it's not funny. And of course our chef probably came back in at some point feeling really quite embarrassed about losing it. And I mean, we talk quite a lot then about the dynamics in the kitchen, the dynamics for people that work in restaurants and the high pressure environments that we do work in from day to day. How do you find that? You've worked in some high pressure environments. What is it and how do you cope?
So for me, it's more of my love for hospitality. I mean, a little background on me. I have grown up with hospitality my whole life. I lived in Mauritius. I was with the GMs, everyone like that, all growing up. And I mean, I think if you love the industry and you realize that short moment of turmoil and stress and you think the world's falling apart, it's not going to last long. A solution's going to come out of it, whether it's your solution, your manager's solution, or someone else's solution. A solution's going to come out, and you just need to believe that moment isn't going to last forever. Mm-hmm. And my love for hospitality gets me going through it. I know a solution's going to come out, and I'm going to make someone happy. Whether it be a guest, whether it be a manager, someone's going to be happy, and that's what gets me going.
And I so agree with that, and I think that's something that's underpinned my career in hospitality. And I was told by a very good general manager of mine who said, well, give me an angry guest and I'll give you a customer for life.
Yes.
And so the idea is then instead of finding somebody's temper or somebody's demeanor upsetting, you find it intriguing and interesting. You know, why is the person being like this? You know, what sort of day have they had? How can I make this day better? You've got to be real. And sometimes you've got to tell guests some hard truths. Yes. But then how do you make this day better for that person? Exactly. And sometimes you can't. No. But most of the time you can.
Exactly.
Most of the time you can turn something around and people think, well, that was awesome. The way you handled that means that I'm going to be a guest for life.
Yeah. And it's the little things that count. You know, seeing that the guest is not having a good day and they come in from a meeting and you see, no, this guest isn't doing too well. And just telling housekeeping, put an extra chocolate on their bed. You know, those little things that...
Oh, chocolate works.
It works all the time.
And sometimes whiskey,
yes,
I believe.
Yes. Yeah. You know, just getting like a little room service of a drink being sent to their room, you know, from guest relations saying, so we've seen you had a bad day. Here's a little gift from us. Those little things make guests return so quickly. And when they reserve, they literally say, is this person still working here? And they remember you for life. Even just remembering a guest's name makes them feel so much more appreciated.
You know, it's like in this world of AI at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
That we're forgetting about what it is that people actually want. And my belief is the more AI we get, the more times that we are communicating with bots.
Yes.
The more that people in their leisure time and the times that we in hospitality are responsible for is they want real people.
They do.
They want real care.
Exactly.
They don't want a bot solving their problem. They don't want that. They want somebody to care. I recently did an episode, and I thought it was really rather fun, on Conrad Hilton. So Conrad Hilton was the founder of Hilton Hotels.
Yes.
He was born in the late 1800s, and he was really the first person to start on the idea that hotels are a little bit more than just a place to lay your head and have a meal. And he said that one of his big motivating factors was to be able to help people keep their dignity and deal with loneliness.
Yeah.
I thought, well, that's quite interesting, because people come into hotels, they might not necessarily be lonely, but certainly what they want is that they want the human side of it. And so the origins of the hospitality industry, I think we look back on quite often and say, well, not in our day, because the hospitality industry is certainly better now than it was when I was in hospitality and I was a student. But we're looking at what the core of hospitality is these days, a lot more than just what the back office systems can do.
Exactly. I mean, there was a conversation of AI taking over reservations and AI taking over front desk. And something my GM said to me, which stuck with me when we were making these decisions for restaurant projects, was, yes, if a guest walks in, or a guest phones, for example, and says, oh, I'm looking to book a place, this is my ID and everything. And if a robot says, oh, hi, Mr. Smith, for example, the guest isn't going to feel appreciated, because that's a bot that's looked into a system and they know that. But as a human saying, hi, Mr. Smith, thank you for coming back, they feel appreciated, because they're like, oh, this person actually knows who I am. And that's more of the personal experience. And that's what also going to 33 on Bond with our reservations. I mean, we could have made it automatic with WhatsApp and all those things where you can make AI answer the questions for the guest, but there's no personal experience to that. So with going back to restaurant project, we've decided that it's going to be phone calls. Yes, if you're not happy and you want to make a booking online, there's that option as well. But we want that personal experience. And our front of house manager, Michaela, she's actually going really into that of how can we make that first interaction with the guest meaningful, and not just, oh, you're sending a message via WhatsApp and an AI is responding to you.
No, I absolutely love this, because I think we're getting away from things that didn't serve us well. And certainly from a sales and marketing point of view, the old school stuff is working again.
Yes.
Whereas we are sick of social media ads. We are sick of AI. Look, as you well know, and everybody knows, I'm not a stranger to AI. I do like using it, right? And it is useful. It's great for research. It's great for getting ideas, but then you've got to adapt it and then make it yourself.
Use it as a tool. Use it as a tool. Don't use it as something to do it for you. You know, use it as a baseline and expand on that.
So would you say that the future of hospitality is experience, is the fundamentals, making people not lonely, making people have an experience that they will remember? And sometimes those are little things, aren't they?
Yes.
It's how you agree to somebody remembers your name. Somebody notes that you're feeling down and doesn't just say, oh, shame, you're not really feeling very. Somebody that comes up and says, thank you so much for coming here.
Exactly.
Look, I'm just seeing you're probably not having the best day that you ever had, but
can I help?
Can I help?
Can I do something?
Can I do something for you that'll help? Man, you get tears from guests when you do things like that, because in fact, I'm getting a bit teared up just thinking about it.
I mean, we had a guest come in my last internship actually this year, and she came in for her birthday, and she was staying at the hotel, and she was having a birthday dinner at the restaurant we have there. And when she was coming in, one of our SOPs is to give the guest a glass of champagne, and then the women get roses. And it was amazing that just those little things, I mean, it's just part of our SOP. She was like, oh, thank you. I didn't know you guys knew it was my birthday. And we didn't, because when they booked, they didn't specify it. But as soon as we knew that, we got guest relations to quickly go and give her a box of chocolates and all those little things. And she came back and she was like, you guys have made this experience of my birthday so much more memorable than I've ever had it before. And that to us was the biggest highlight. Because yes, it was stress of how can we distract the guests so we can quickly get guest relations up there. But her just coming back it wasn't her checking out, it was her going to a room, seeing her prizes, coming back and saying, "Wow, you guys are amazing. Like, I don't know how you guys do this."
What I love about this
It's
conversation is that, both of us are sitting here and you haven't got a video of it, but when we talk about making somebody's day,
just
then that's what
lights up.
makes us happy.
Exactly.
So, if you get to the crux of why do we do this? Why are we in this crazy mad industry that a lot of people would avoid going into? Because the amount of social contact, or the amount of the fact that you expose yourself every single day to the changes that go on in people's lives. But the thing, the kick we get out is, I guess, satisfaction, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And I'm
That's why we do it.
and I'm so glad with the team we have for this year for 33 on Bond, because we all have the same understanding of the guest is our main priority. The
Mm,
guest is why we're doing this.
mm.
Why we're opening up this restaurant is to make an experience for guests and make it meaningful for them. And I'm very, very happy with the team we have this year. The whole class is an amazing group of people who understand the value of guest satisfaction.
Look, it's been an amazing group of people from day one. Um,
Yes.
it's one of my great joys as director of the school, and it's also part of the end of my career, to have the satisfaction of seeing people grow over this period of time. But there was no doubt when this group started getting on for 3 years ago, we're thinking, oh, wow, this is a special year, because there's 30 odd of you, so it's not a small group. And then there's the chefs, which we still want to talk about, and Demi,
Yes.
and Elrida and Kian, and let's get a Junior, yes, and Michal,
So,
and a shout out to those guys, because I know they're putting so much effort into making this perfect,
exactly.
and that is exciting. So it's wonderful to be able to see everybody working together so well. Let's get a few housekeeping things.
Okay.
When does the restaurant actually open?
So it opens on the 16th of September and we run through till the 11th of October. We are doing Wednesdays to Sundays, Sunday lunches. We're doing date nights. We're doing a day on Springbok. When they play, we're doing a day on them. We're doing Heritage Day, all those different special days. We're going to run specials for it. We're doing lunch specials, but it's mainly for those 4 weeks. So it's very short. So that's why everyone must come as soon. Make your reservations as soon as reservations
Make it
open.
now. Make it now. We should say at the beginning of this, we're going to use this as a marketing exercise. But book now and don't be disappointed. 33 on Bond, raising stakes.
But I mean, for those 4 weeks, we're going to push as hard as we can. We're going to make this such a memorable experience for everyone. And Mr. T always says to us, we're the class that's breaking the mold.
Oh, to
And-
get Mr. T to say something like
I
that is
know.
pretty good.
He always says it to us that we are the class that breaks the mold. And I feel like this year we have done that, especially with doing a steakhouse. Like we have broken the mold completely.
We have. Because the thing is, we always think, let's do another fine dining restaurant. Let's do this. Now, fine dining, we sigh because we're a bit tired of it
Yeah.
in many ways. I mean, every now and then that's nice. But how are you then going to run a restaurant for 4 weeks? You need people come back and come back.
Exactly.
Over the years, we've built up a following of a couple of thousand people who have
Mhm.
been to and from our restaurant. And what you want to do is to get them back with something that they're comfortable with, but want to sort of challenge, have a few different ideas with it. I mean, you think a steak is a steak is a steak, but that's not entirely
Yep.
true. And Demi is quite right. We need to be looking at egg raised steaks.
Exactly.
When I say we, I'm just a mere investor. I'm not really working on this thing. So but in typical Stephen Hickmore fashion, I want to make it all about me. But it's not. This is about the students. So let's get that right. Also, where are people going to find out more information about 33 on Bond? Raising the state.
So we have a Facebook page called 33 on Bond. We also have an Instagram page, and then if you don't know where to find us, we are also posting on the Swiss Hotel School Instagram, Facebook, and on their TikTok as well. So you can find us there. We're currently getting our website up as well. So once that's up, we will also launch it on our Instagram. So you can also take a look there. But those are our main points of contact. Or if you want to book immediately, you're more than welcome to also call the school. The school's phone line is also where we will be making bookings as well. So that's mainly where you can contact us.
Just any of you who's listening to this that wants to come and have a wonderful experience that's run by the greatest group of hospitality students and chef students in the world.
Yes.
33 Bond Street, Ferndale, South Africa.
Yes.
Sorry, Johannesburg, South Africa. And the school is beautiful, isn't it?
It's stunning. It's a stunning school.
And we've got gardens, and you can expect to maybe have a couple of things from our own kitchen garden. Certainly the garnishes, and we grow beetroots and things. Chilies.
Those chilies are hot.
Those
chilies are hot.
So I think we're going to get some chili jam or something out of that, but they are hot. You know where they originated from? I think you know them, we had 3 guys from Brazil here.
Yes.
All those who know, we had Portugal / Brazil. They planted these incredibly crazy chilies. So they are the hottest in the whole world.
They really are. I mean, our first year here at SHS, we were all sitting in the gardens, because that's what we do, during our breaks. We go out and we get fresh air, and these gardens are really nice to have because we sit and we just absorb everything. And I was sitting with Luke, one of our GMs, and he looks at the chilies and he's like, "Who do you think can eat a chili and not pull a face?" And my group just looked at all of us. We were like, "We'll do it." And everyone ate a chili. There was about 5 of them. They ate a chili for about 30 minutes. They were screaming. there was, "Where's the milk? Where's the water?" And running up and down the stairs trying to find things. Those chilies, I didn't, because I know my spice tolerance is low. But I take my hat off to them.
Well, just on that chili note, Meagan, thank you so much. And this actually has been great fun. Normally these podcasts, I'm sitting on my own in this office / studio. I like to say studio, but it's actually my office. And normally I'm sitting on my own, and it's quite lonely. And this has been just charming and wonderful. And thank you so much for introducing us to your project.
Thank you so much for having me, and I will hope to come back soon.
Okay. Thank you so much indeed. Yeah, we'll do a follow-up, I think.
Yes.
I think we have to.